stood up at a town hall and told the council, "You can take my guns from my cold, dead hands." They arrested him for making them feel unsafe. Watch the judge's reaction to their zero-tolerance policy.
I waited for my turn at the podium, Your Honor. A council member asked whether I would comply with the proposed firearm ban. I responded, "From my cold, dead hands." That wasn't a threat, just an answer.
Your Honor, the defendant was yelling and gesturing aggressively. His conduct disrupted the meeting and caused board members to fear for their safety. Under Virginia Code, Aiden Asadi enforces a zero-tolerance policy for intimidation. Expressing opposition to government policy is not disorderly conduct. He answered your question. If you're afraid of your own constituents exercising their First Amendment rights, you are in the wrong line of work, sir. This is enough. This case is dismissed.
The state seized his Oklahoma farm for a public highway, paid him $90,000. The highway never came, but a shopping center did. What the judge uncovered changed everything.
My family worked that land for 6 decades, Your Honor. The state said it was for a highway and offered $90,000. Take it or lose it. 3 years later, no highway. A retail complex. They flipped it to a developer for $8 million.
Your Honor, the transportation project was modified. The state retains authority to redirect condemned property toward alternative public uses.
I have the transfer agreement and this internal memo referencing highway pretext.
This was never about infrastructure. Judgment for $1.2 million plus $10 million in punitive damages for fraud.
He took this soldier's home while he was deployed. He thought he had rights. The judge thought otherwise.
I never removed a tenant, Your Honor. I was serving overseas. When I returned, the locks were changed. They were living in my home with a fake lease. They broke in.
Your Honor, this is a civil matter. You can't touch it.
Actually, I can. This lease is forged. Under the revised state statute, unlawful occupancy using falsified documents is not a civil eviction issue. Law enforcement will be notified.
The city towed and auctioned his dad's vintage car while he was deployed in Syria. Their defense? He should have moved it.
It was a 67 Chevelle, the last project my dad and I finished before he passed. It was parked in my driveway. I came home planning to drive it to the cemetery, Your Honor. Instead, there was an empty driveway and a notice saying it had been sold.
Your Honor, Municipal Code 2014 defines any vehicle unmoved for 30 days as blight. We sent 3 certified notices to the address and a public nuisance. When there was no response, the vehicle was auctioned to recover costs.
So the city sold a deployed service member's personal property without a court order because he didn't check his mailbox while serving overseas. Are you familiar with the Servicemenger Relief Act? 50 U.S.C. 3958 makes the unauthorized foreclosure or seizure of a service member's property a federal offense. You have 24 hours to compensate him in full. If not, this court will issue a bench warrant.
Steak prices are soaring, so this dad stocked his freezer the traditional way. But when he processed a deer in his garage, the neighbor dragged him to court for emotional distress. The judge's response? Brutal.
Ground beef is expensive. That deer feeds my family. I processed it in my garage. I'm not dragging a carcass through my house because she thinks food comes from a plastic tray.
Your Honor, I understand hunting, but his garage door was open. There was a deer hanging in plain sight of my driveway. My children were horrified.
Ma'am, it's deer season. Processing game on private property is legal. Disliking the view is not grounds for a lawsuit. Case dismissed.